So last night, Logie and I decide, I got home from coffee at like 2:30, and Logie's like, hey man, hurry up and edit the vlog and we'll play some farming simulator. I want to come and check out your farm. I'm like, dude, my farm's not that great, because your farm you basically hacked and gave yourself money for testing. And I've done that too. I got a hacked farm too, people, because I like to do testing and make sure things are going to work before I freaking film it and put it up on the air and it doesn't work and I look like an idiot. So I have my testing farm, which has about $1.4 billion on it, so I can buy tractors and try shit and things like that. He comes to my farm last night. This is the legit farm, because I was filming. I got about an hour and 10 minutes of footage I got to sift through and make some, let's play Farm Simulator 2013 episode blah. Crazy Logie visits the farm, We played until 6 o'clock in the morning, from about 4 till 6 in the morning, and then when we finally shut down, I alt-tabbed out to turn off his turn off the mic because he was away from his computer, so I went and hung up the call. After I did that, what did I do? I went to YouTube. I watched Bloke's I Hate Christmas video, which he makes some valid points on there. My problem with Christmas now is it's so stressful for me and stuff because we're always so busy and things like that. And it's just go, go, go. Plus I gotta work it, which really just wrecks the mood of Christmas for me. I do believe that Christmas is more for kids, either if you have kids or you are a kid, because then you get that joy of seeing them in the morning all freaking excited and bouncing around like a Super Bowl in an elevator. I don't know if you've ever done that, but if you ever have a Super Bowl, go in an elevator and just whip, but watch yourself because it's going to hit you. There's not much room for it to go. But if you fire it in a close quarter, she just gives, right? She just bounces everywhere. Anyway, so yeah, I think he's kind of right on that. As for me for Christmas, I'm not anxious for Christmas because I'm not, and the girlfriend's right about me. I'm a bitch to buy for because when I want something, I just go out and get it. If I need something, I'll go out and get it. If I can't afford it, I'll save up and go out and get it. That's the way I play the game. And that's what makes me a bitch to buy for. So I'm not a big fan of Christmas. Anyway, so I all tabbed out, watched Bloke's video, I watched Pug's video, and then I was like, wow, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I better go to sleep. So I went downstairs, let the dog out, had a cigarette, 7:30 in the morning, and I'm like, freaking girlfriend's alarm never went off. Well, last night what happened was she laid down, she was watching something on TV, and she passed out. And she forgot to turn on her alarm. She was just done to the world. So I woke her up, I'm like, are you going to work today? It's like it was 7:45, and she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's 7:45. She's like, oh shit, and she's like, jumps out of bed, goes downstairs, cleans up whatever, and gets out the door. So she's never even set her alarm or nothing, and yeah, kind of brutal. Then I went to bed, and this whole time Farming Simulator is sitting in the background on my computer collecting money because I got beehives, and beehives will they cost $8 a day to maintain, but they make you $60 an hour, and I got like 25 of the sons of bitches sitting there just making bank. So I woke up this morning and I come in here and JP's on the Skype and he's chatting with me and stuff, and he's like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I'm feeling fine. He goes, you've been playing Farming Simulator since 4 in the morning. I'm like, what are you talking? Oh shit! And I was still logged into it. Logged in, I got like $900,000 now. So, son of a bitch. Oh, and welcome to my vlog. I need a friggin' coffee like you wouldn't believe right now. So I'm gonna whip one up because holy shit. I need to wake the frig up. I'm running on 5 hours sleep because I was super late playing Farm Simulator again. Frig sakes. Alrighty, well, she's brewing. How much you want to bet I go outside for a cigarette? Come back in, this thing didn't spill coffee. I don't know what its problem is. Probably gonna run a cup of vinegar through it and see what happens. Clean it out or some shit. Anyway, cigarette time. It's actually a lot warmer out today than it was yesterday. Look, the snow on the roof is melting. Probably because, black shingles will do that. But yeah, it's actually a lot nicer out today than it was yesterday, that's for sure. So I had to snow blow yesterday. I had no choice. Because if I didn't, the girlfriend would have never been able to get her car in here. So she's got an appointment with Mitsubishi to go and swap her summers out, which are definitely summer tires. They're not all seasons. They can't be because she gets stuck on the stupidest things. But she's getting some winter tires. Now, they had their cheap Firestone, the mid-range Dunlop, and the expensive Blizzax. She went with the mid-range tire, which is fine because, well, my winter tires on the 6 aren't really a name brand. They're just generic winter tires. And they haven't failed me one bit, so she's getting Dunlop. I know that name from video games and stuff, so it's got to be a good tire. Should be able to pull her around, and she should have better traction and stuff when the bullshit hits, because you never know. Like, one year I was at work, and between the 8 hours I was there, they plowed the driveway once, like in the morning, and the 8 hours I was there, we got like, what was it, like 3 feet of snow or something like that? Like, it was, no, we got 2 feet of snow. That's what it was, 2 feet of snow, 60 centimeters. So literally, I had my old Focus, which had all seasons, and I was able to get out of there. But what I did was, my buddy had a pickup truck, so I was like, okay, dude, this is what we're gonna do. You go first, keep her informed, make me a trail. And I just rode in his tire grooves, which was a pain in the ass because his truck was a little bit higher than my car, so there was still like that there was like a, you know, you had your tire slot, and then you had where his axle was, which was actually grading it all down, but his axle sat higher than my car. So I was still kind of hovering on this, like, oh, it was a pain in the ass. But I managed to get her out of there, so never got that car stuck, and that car only had all seasons. This car here with the winters, it's a real bitch to get stuck. She just grips to the road, doesn't care. So, yeah, well, it's a heavier car too than the Focus, that's for sure. I think the Focus only weighed like 2,700 pounds, and that thing there weighs about like friggin' probably close to 4 grand, you know? Somewhere around 36 to 4 grand, so it's a heavier car, so she should be able to hold her weight to the ground a lot easier, so I don't know. Oh, I just can't wait for my coffee. I feel like shit, but I always feel like shit in the morning because I got to get on the B12. That's what apparently I need to do. Dad has the B12 deficiency. Apparently it's hereditary, so I probably have it too, so I got to go to Walmart and buy the B12 pill and just start gobbling them back. Frig yeah. Oh well, let's go inside and see how the coffee's doing. It's because I filmed this thing that it actually worked today. Son of a bitch. Oh well. Maybe I gotta do that every morning, film the coffee maker working. Yes, people, I add cream to my coffee, but I don't add sugar, because these flavored coffees, holy shit are they good. I don't need sugar in these flavored coffees, because they taste pretty good on their own, so normally if I make like a Dunkin' Donuts or, you know, a donut house coffee, I'll add sugar to it, sweeten it up. Flavored ones like the caramel one that I bought, or the French vanilla, no, you don't need it. It tastes awesome on its own. Believe me, it's true. I've been losing signal from my Logitech little dongle here, which powers my mouse and my keyboard, and it was plugged into the side of this thing. I'm looking for my extension cable. I had a real long Logitech extension cable that came with the keyboard, and I got an idea that might solve this problem. And that, my friends, is my solution. Yep, duct tape holding it up there. Frig yeah. Keeping it redneck. Well, it's 3:15. I gotta get ready for work. I gotta make a lunch. Woke up super late today because I was up super late last night. And we gotta go. We got things. Well, better start the car. Yep, electric start, people. Electric start. And it's actually the GM version, like it came with the car. So that's pretty sweet. I remember when I got the car, I didn't know what the button meant. Because, here, I'll show you the fob. Basically, there's the key fob for it. What you gotta do is you gotta hit lock twice, and then this button up here. And I had no idea what this button was. The dealership I bought the car from, which was one of those used trade-in dealership places, they didn't even know it had auto start. They didn't even have it listed on the features package, like on the actual features list. So it wasn't until I got it home, and I'm like, I pressed the button, nothing happened. So I pressed and held it, nothing happened. I'm like, well, what the frig does this button do? So I was talking to people, and my one buddy's like, you need to press lock twice till you hear your horn, and press and hold it, and your car will start if you have a car starter. Sure enough, honk, brum, and I'm like, holy shit, I got a car starter. I was so excited, like, unbelievably excited. Like, that's amazing. Love car starters, because nothing like having a... With the old Focus, I used to have a key that I would go... It was a spare key, and I would go unlock the car, jump in the car, and fire it up, and then I would just lock the doors and go back in the house and let it warm up for 10-15 minutes. But then I had another key on me to get back into the car. That was a pain in the ass, because you had to come out here in the cold. Now you just got to come out here, fire it up, or even from the bedroom or the kitchen, whatever, fire it up, let it heat up for a bit, and then give her. You know, I like that. That's nice. Now I've never plugged that car in once. Even though it does have a block heater, I've never plugged it in once. The dealership said that the car was never plugged in before, and I find if you ever plug in a car, once you plug it in for one winter, every winter thereafter, for some reason, you need to plug it in. Otherwise it won't start. Like on a day like minus 20, it wouldn't have started. But I've never had a problem starting that car, and I never plug it in. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that is. It just seems that way. Could be a myth. Could be just my brain being stupid. I don't know. But to me, it seems like the moment you plug in a car, it's like you ruin it. It's like all of a sudden the car goes, oh, you can heat me up without turning me on? Oh, okay, well in that case, that's what you're going to do from now on. So you better plug me in and drain all your hydro and jack up your freaking hydro bill. Sounds like a plan. Well, it's 3:30. Let's head her into work. Let's do this. This is how you know it's winter time, when your fuel economy takes a super shit. Yeah, of course ice is possible. It's minus frickin' 8 out, car. Thanks for the notification. But yeah, 11.5 liters per 100 kilometers. Normally I get about, in the summer I get about 8.6. In the winter she likes to gurgle back the gas a lot friggin' harder, let me tell you. Just likes to chew it back because the air is so dense, right? So the denser the air, the more fuel you need to make that mixture perfect. And the computer knows this, so it just starts slurping it back like it's free. Stupid. Oh, frig yeah, I made it to work. Right on. Well, I'm going to head her inside, carry on with this night, and I guess we'll talk to you guys on my break. Peace out. Well, it's 5:30 break time, and girlfriend just told me that she got her new tires on her car, so that's right on. She got black rims, steel rims. She's like, should I put hubcaps on them? I'm like, who cares if you want. She can go out and get spinner hubcaps and make that car really look ballin', eh? She'd probably lose them in the winter, though, seeing how, well, that's not too bad. But, some rims you see that are like close, tight pattern, the snow just builds up inside of them. So imagine what a spinner would happen, eh? Just build up behind the spinner plate and just be wrecked. So obviously I figured I had to piss off iSheep. iSheep are Apple fanboys. At least that's the name I've been told to call them. So all you gotta do is make a comment about a video you watched where somebody else made a video about something to do with Apple. And the iSheep come out and just start yelling at you. It's friggin' hilarious, you know? Got this guy on there who's like freaking out, like, yeah, I still want a Mac Mini for the, I'm thinking about moving the vlogs over to that to edit, and that way there it frees up my PC for other things. Or, you know, if I'm editing on the PC, it gives me another machine to watch videos on and stuff. Still want a Mac Mini though, but never said Apple products sucked. I just said I hate the fact that they, exactly like Buddy said, you know, the fact that they sue anybody who has any sort of similarities. Makes a product with any sort of similarities. That's what bothers me about Apple. And that video I watched yesterday, they put it right to the T, and you know what? It was perfect. It was well done. But of course, the iSheep came out of the sheep pen, friggin' launched it on me, which is kind of funny, but frig 'em, it's the way she goes. I'm just waiting for Apple to sue Dell. Have you guys seen the new Dell XPS all-in-one? Looks like a friggin' iMac. Just waiting for that lawsuit to launch. You know it's gonna happen. Anywho, it's freezing out here. I don't have much to say, so I'm gonna head her back inside. Peace the frig out. And for some reason, customer service thinks that little note there is a joke. Don't understand why. You know? Seriously, I put that up there like 3 years ago for funsies. That's on our door leading out of the help desk. And they think it's a little joke. So yeah, because I mentioned Red Light Broadcasting in the past and how it's powered by Maker Studios, a lot of people sent me this legal battle thing going on between Ray William Johnson and Makers. Or legal battle, basically Makers wanted to take 40% of Ray's earnings. And on top of that, they wanted to own 50% of the intellectual property of Equals 3, which is Ray William Johnson's show, forever. And Ray said no, and apparently shit blew up, and I don't know. I'm staying out of it. This time here, it's just a he says, she says bullshit, so I'm happy with the network I'm with. They're doing good for me, so frig it. She's freaking cold out tonight, people. It's the wind. If it wasn't for the wind, it wouldn't be so cold. And it's pretty friggin' damp out too, so it really, really chills the bones fast. So I'm gonna finish my cigarette and head her back inside and get this shift over with, because I'm freezing out here. Son of a bitch. Talk to you guys later. Alrighty people, well, it's 12 o'clock. It's time to get the frig out of here. Car's still drinking gas like it's free. It's free, it doesn't have to pay for it, I do. Anyway, let's head home. Alrighty people, well I'm home now. There's something I wanted to clear up about that whole Apple video I talked about yesterday. I never said Apple doesn't make good products. I just said that they didn't invent them all. And after watching that video, kind of sort of cleared that up. So, you know, a lot of people were like blowing up at me for it and saying shit like, you know, I have a MacBook, and I'll be honest with you. You know that computer I have in the garage, the Dell, the carbon fiber Dell, I call it Carbon? Okay, well I bought that Dell back in 2006. And in 2008, that Dell just no longer had the jam I needed to do the job. So then I bought the red Dell that is sitting right here. Then I ran that Dell for about 2 to 3 years, and it no longer had the jam I needed. And that's when I bought my Acer Timeline X, which is the laptop I'm using now. Now 3 Windows PCs, and I've only bought one Mac. And that's this white MacBook here from 2006. Now it's of course end of life now because it's not a 64-bit processor in it. It's only a 32-bit processor, so the best I can do with it is a Mac OS 10.7 point some friggin' other number. I don't know what revision it's on. I haven't checked, but it just did a system update, so it's probably 10.7 point God knows what. I can't do that Mountain Lion. It's running Lion, but yeah, it's still kicking. I've actually used that to edit the vlogs when I first started vlogging with VlogginLife, and I used it afterwards when Magic shit the bed. So that laptop I've had since 2006. So we're about to go to 2013. It's lasted me 7 years and it's still going. So that's one thing I gotta say about Apple is because their operating system is based on Unix, FreeBSD to be more precise, it runs really friggin' well. And normally you can buy an Apple product, and you know, I had some issues with that thing back there with the hard drive, like it's on its 7th hard drive. But apparently that was a common flaw with those old first gen white MacBooks, that they ate hard drives for breakfast. But whatever, I put a solid state in it, and good luck trying to eat those platters. Anyway, so that was the fix that a lot of people said. Just slap a solid state into it and never replace it again, you know, until it burns out. But whatevs. But yeah, I've been rocking that system for a long time now, and it's been holding up. And it's a lot slower than a lot of the newer crap out, right? Because you got those i7 3rd gens and all that shit. But one thing with a MacBook is, as long as the thing runs, it'll last you a long friggin' time. You'll be able to do a lot of work on it. Where with a PC, they just have an end of life, because every time Microsoft releases a new version of Windows, it seems that it runs like a ball bag on older systems. Now, of course, I'm waiting for Segalunkadunkatük to come out of nowhere and say, well, just run Unix and be done with it, or just run Ubuntu and be done with it, which is true. If you were to install Ubuntu on, you know, that carbon fiber computer I have in the garage, yeah, it would rock for a while. Definitely would. It would hold its own. It'd be fine forever, you know. As long as the hardware holds out and it doesn't blow up on you, you'd probably have a computer for a long, long time. That is for sure. So it's all in the operating system. But if you want the Windows functionality for game playing and all that, well, PCs, you're constantly updating them. So it's kind of shitty, but it's welcome to the computer world, you know. A lot of people develop video games for Windows. Macintosh is now starting to get Windows, and Steam has been released for Linux. So you can actually get Steam on Ubuntu, and some games are available for the Penguin. So that is a possibility too. You know, you can always look into that. I think you can play Minecraft on Ubuntu. I'm pretty sure you can. I don't think you can play Counter-Strike. And I know you can play Farming Simulator 2013 on Mac, but you have to buy from the site and not Steam. That's what Bruce was telling me tonight, because he just bought it from the site. Couldn't get it from Steam. Apparently it wasn't available. So, things you gotta know, you know. But one of these days I do plan on buying another Mac. I'm probably going to buy the, oh, for frig's sakes, the Mac Mini. Cat Piss just sent me an email tonight telling me that they fixed the problem with the with the video display port. Apparently it was a firmware update, and now that's working great, so that makes me happy. It was an HDMI problem, and it's all corrected now, so I'm not too worried. So I'll probably, maybe after Christmas, use some of my, I'm going to call it a bonus, but it's not really a bonus, it's just overtime money. Use that and pick myself up a little Mac Mini, and I might start editing the vlogs on that, because frig it, I miss iMovie was fun, but I really want to try Final Cut because, well, I bought Final Cut I told you guys this. I bought Final Cut Express when it first came out because it was on sale. It was a really good deal, and I was thinking, you know what? They're calling it, like, they made it sound way too good. Like, the friggin' thing renders your videos while you're cutting it. So, like with Vegas, you know how I always say, oh, I'm rendering this footage? Well, while you're editing, in the background, the software is using processing power and rendering all what you've already done. So when you're done your actual video, you hit save, and it's like, boop, done, ready to go. Oh, there's no post-render? Oh, okay. That just has it done for you. And if you're really fast at editing and you beat the post-render and then you hit, okay, save project, then it brings up a little rendering screen, probably at like 50%, and finishes it off, right? So it's actually really cool. But the old boat back there, the old frickin' white MacBook, has a 64 megabyte Intel GMA 950 video card, some onboard pile of crap. It has issues with the Final Cut Express. Basically, you can edit your video, just you can't watch it in the preview window. It will not display the video. You can edit it, it'll render, you can save it, and then when you save it, you can go watch it, and it looks fine, but you cannot preview it at all. It will not preview the video footage. So that was kind of an upsetting discovery. But frig it, you know. I've been seeing those things go on Kijiji right now, like that red Dell. I've seen it on Kijiji for 150 bucks. That's a Core 2 Duo, 2 gigahertz. It has 4 gigs of RAM, 500 gig hard drive, GeForce 8600 GT. Okay? That white MacBook is a Core 2 Duo, 1.83 gigahertz, 4 gigs of RAM, 120 gig solid state drive. And I've been seeing it go on Kijiji in stock form, mind you. And when I got that thing stock, it had 512 megs of RAM, was 60 gig hard drive, I think, or 40 gig hard drive. It was really small. And yeah, the graphics card's on board and all that. This thing here is going for 150. I've seen those go for as low as 300, as high as 400. And that was tonight. So sure enough, I can get my money back out of it. So if I were to buy like a Mac Mini and use that, because I don't plan on traveling with it, I could go that route, or I could look at those new Mac Airs, kind of like what Bloke's son got. Those, the little Mac Air, while it's home, I can just video display port it to the TV and use it, and then if I go to Bloke's or, you know, go down south to visit people, I can just pack it up, take it with me, and use that as a mobile rendering solution. Frig it, you know? So, yeah, just wanted to let you know that that whole video thing that I watched was, it wasn't really a bash on Apple, even though some people thought it was, because they didn't watch the whole video, or I don't know, but whatever. It was more or less me saying that I agree with the points they made. And one thing I have to say about Apple is, if they spent as much time developing as they do suing other companies, maybe they would have some pretty sweet products, like an iPhone that actually goes in your eyeball. I'm just saying. But anyway, people, I'm going to shut the vlog down here, so hopefully you enjoyed today's vlog. If you did, give the like button a clickety-clack and show me that you loved it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments section below. As for me, I'm shutting her down, so until next time, people, keep on vlogging.
There, driveway's done. You're probably wondering, Adam, where'd you get the hat from? I've had this hat for a while. But it was in the car. The other night, the girlfriend decided she wanted to wear it. Wore it for about 20 seconds, just left it in the car, and I've been running around all morning looking for it. I had no idea where it was. I thought maybe I filmed with it upstairs, or it was in the cupboard, or in the closet. No, it was in my car. So there we go. She's all clear. Now you're probably saying, holy crap, you went low. Well, here's my battle plan. I'm hoping we get a flash freeze. Because if we get a flash freeze, that's going to make a nice base. It's going to be so much easier to use this thing if I had a nice base. Problem is, I need a nice base. So, oh well. Good enough for now. I can get my car and girlfriend can get her car in and out. As long as it doesn't snow again, which it probably will, but who knows. Anyway, I desperately need a shower, so that's my next step. I'm going to shower. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Peace out. Alrighty, all cleaned up.